Oh yeah, it's all right. I got asked a couple of questions last night by messages. Would it work the same on the strongbolt? Yes, it does, which I'm going to go a little bit more into depth on the tool. The question was asked, someone would like to see, would it give the same readings? It does give the same readings as a fortress, but you also get some abnormalities where if you'd got a 7 or a 6 in, and they was close together, yes, they would mark. Same as a fortress, if you've got 8 and 7s close together, yes, they would mark. If they're a couple of levers apart, they may or may not mark. But as you work up the tool, it won't take long before you know where you've gone wrong. But there's also tests you could do to work that out. I've loaded this lock purposely for the readings, what somebody Gav wanted to see, which I've loaded it as 78743. That's what's in this lock, which I'm now going to do a little plasticine read for the marks. I don't know whether you can see that. You've got a little mark, a long mark, and a little mark on the plasticine. Now, with that, you don't get normally any other levers mark. I would say in the strongbolt, you would only get your 7s or your 8s mark. I wouldn't try and look any further into it than that. If it was a fortress, I'd go 7 and 6. Right then, so I'm going to load the pick as 7, 8, 7, 7, and then 2 6s. Right, so I've loaded the pick. Oh, let's get them in properly and turn that down. Make sure they're seated. There we go. Hang on, there you go. So I've got them seated now as 7, 8, 7, 6, 6. I'm starting at 6s because I definitely know it's already marked for 7s and 8s, so I'll start at 6. Somebody also asked me what this does. Your silver knolled knob at the end. Basically, what it does, it takes a pin from its lowest height to its highest height. So basically, it would lift a lever. So with that pin in there, it would lift without being touched or lifted. It would lift a lever, a number 6 lever. As I lift it, it would now go to a number 7, and then it would go to a 5. So it can, roughly, it will lift 2 and a bit or 2.5 lever heights. So this is why this tool is quite fast on opening, because it's also picking as well as opening. If you want it open quick, you could be up to 2 levers out and it would open. If you want to then fine tune, so you've got an exact key, then you could do that also. So what it does, by moving this in each time, it lifts each individual lever up. Right then, here we go. So that was for Simon. Right, here we go. So in it goes. So I'm just checking these now. 5, it's ticking. 4, obviously there's going to be nothing there because there's no pin in it. 3, 2, 1. Let's jump back. So now I can check where I've gone wrong. So 5, ticking. 4, there's going to be nothing there because it was at key height. 3 is ticking. Now 2 and 1. Right, 1 is solid. So I'm going to take that out and I'm going to put it onto number 1, lift number 1 up and take it from a 6 now to a 5. And we'll go again. Make sure that's fully turned back to the left so the pin's at the lowest rest position. 1, 2, oh, let's jump straight back. Because again, we know that that's ticking. Nothing there, that's ticking. 2 and 1, look at that, 1. Don't want to move, rock solid. So we're going to up 1 again. To a 4. Ah, there we go. Let's go in again. 1 on number 1. Now that has opened, right? So this is what I mean about we can be a couple of pin heights. We've got this set up now as a number 4, a number 1 being a 4, which is actually a 3. And we've got number 2 set as, number 2 set as, what have we got number 2 set as? 1, 2 as a 6. Number 2 set as a 6, but again, it's opening a 4. If I wanted to now, I mean, for opening purposes, that's absolutely rapid. I could open it and I could still pick it back shut. But if I wanted to fine tune now, I'm just going to check which ones I have to lift for it to open. I know one, I don't know if you can hear this, if you listen closely. Did you hear it click? So that one now is clicked and it's ticking. I know I've had to lift number 1. So I know I've got to up number 1 pin. It hasn't opened, so I'm going to lift number 2. 2's lifted, 1's dropped, and 2. Oh, well, I'm going to lift number 1 anyway. So, because I knew that, picked number 1 now. It's gone up. So we are correct height for number 1. It still shouldn't open. So, number 1, yeah, number 1. Loads of ticking. Again, I know 5 is going to be ticking. 4, there's nothing. 3 is going to be ticking. I know number 2 is tight. So I lift number 2 and it opens. So I now know that the only one's wrong is number 2. So, because it needs lifting before it opens. So now I could go to number 2. And up number 2 from a 6 to a 5, which is still wrong. So if I turn it, still don't open, but if I lift it again, it opens again. So I know again it still has to move up by 1 pin. Which now that is the key. And now it's open without having to lift anything. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it explains a little bit more. I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks.